Howdy, folks. Welcome to the channel. I'm Don. This is Rockin' the Country. I'm having fun, and I'll tell you why in a second. This was a gift request of sorts from Marlene McKinney, who requested Sarah Beth Terry's song. I think this was the request. I think it was called Danger or Danger, Danger. I'm not quite sure, Marlene, but I didn't find that. I went on YouTube and I couldn't find it, but I did see Kentucky Tornado. And I'm like, well, of course I'm going to wear my Kentucky hat for this. And I'm wearing UK colors. So, and I did this in honor of you, Sarah Beth. So shout out to me for doing this and for you for being so cool. But Marlene, thank you for this. I hope I'm doing you justice for your request here. It's Sarah Beth Terry, so I know you're not going to be disappointed. And there was one other song that I had done a while ago. I don't know who did it. It was called Texas Tornado. And gosh, I don't even remember the whole substance of that song. But Kentucky Tornado, I don't know who or what. This could be anything. This could be, I don't know, somebody blasting through town. It could be an event. It could be a crazy person. Could be a band. That'd be a good name for a band. Maybe it wouldn't be a good name for a band. It could be a bull. All right, let's find out. Little ominous.
Hear the sound of that screen door slamming, he's blowing in.
Oh.
Been a while since it's rained this hard, beating down the tin. Lightning in a glass and grass in his pocket. Head for the cellar, make sure you lock it. He rides on thunder when he's coming through.
Nice line.
Trailed by an old red healer he named Blue. Close all the windows, barrels down the hatches, hide all the whiskey, burn other matches.
Nice voice there.
He goes any way the wind blows, leaves a trail wherever he goes. Kentucky Tornado.
That gentleness right there caught me by surprise. I thought this was going to go in a deeper, darker, more ominous direction about this guy, but there was a softness in Sarah Beth's voice there, in her delivery of that line. It's almost like a line of acceptance. I don't know where we're going with this, but it's amazing how much you anticipate where things are going to go. And if you're mindful of those things, which generally as a reactor, you try to make yourself that, but I just caught myself expecting it to go like in a more, oh Jesus, what's going to happen next direction. And yet there was an acceptance in her voice. Let's see if I've called it correctly.
And there ain't no telling where that funnel's gonna drop. Spinning, shining, counting till the bubbles all pop. He's a force of nature and can't be stopped when he's moving slow. My debts are fire terrifying. What the Kentucky Tornado?
Sarah Beth's signature.
Well, I've heard the warnings and I know the drills. If I don't run for shelter now, I guess I never will. I'll get swept up by the twister, and I won't survive this disaster.
So far you are.
Anyway the wind blows, leaves a trail wherever he goes. Kentucky Tornado. And there ain't no telling where that funnel's gonna drop. Spinning, shining, counting till the bubbles all pop. He's a force of nature and can't be stopped when he's moving slow. My debts are fine, terrifying. What the Kentucky Tornado?
So you're not entirely opposed to this.
Hear the sound of that screen door slamming. He's gone again.
Jesus. Came and went. All right, hide the whiskey and all that kind of stuff, but still, he got in the house. We don't know what the relationship is. In this song, is this dude just sort of like a part-time lover? Kind of sounds like it. And sometimes that works for people. But what was that song? Gosh, it was like 30 years ago. It's kind of like a pop song. What was it like? And like, it's oh so quiet. It wasn't a country song, but it's like, it's oh so quiet because they broke up and he's not, it's a female singing and he's not around any longer. And then it's, that's what she sings in the song. And then you call again, boom, and it just like blasts you in that moment. And you're like, there's the chaos of the relationship back again. It sounds like that's this. But what is it about relationships? I mean, we human beings are incredibly, in many ways, tolerant in our personal lives. In our political lives, it's a different ballgame. Religion, if people are fundamentalists, they're intolerant of other opinions and ways of doing it. But in our personal lives, somebody can be a complete dick. And not for too long, but as long as they offer enough of good stuff, whatever that good stuff is that works for you, you put up with. We all put up with stuff in relationships, right? You know, it wouldn't matter. It's just the way it is. We all put up with stuff, and the person we're with is putting up with stuff, even though we may not think it. But if we're generally fair-minded on some level, we could see, wow, I was way off on that. I was being a douchebag. But in this, we put up with it. But that's human nature. I mean, in some ways, we are fighters. I mean, if whatever your people's opinions are of evolutionary theory and stuff, but I mean, if that is the way things developed, I know many people think 6,000 years ago, Adam and Eve, and I'm not turning this into a religious discussion. I just say as a philosopher, if evolution was the way it happened, and it is survival of the fittest, and many of us can attest to that just in regular life, that you do have to fight to win certain battles. And it's not to destroy another person. It's just, it's a competitive marketplace. It's a market-based economy in America. If you're an artist, you want to get that record deal or that songwriting deal, but there are hundreds of other people trying to get the same thing. You want to stand out, whatever. We can frame it however we want, but we are fighters. And as fighters, though, we know others are fighters. And in a relationship, we're willing to learn to navigate certain waters. Within the context of this song, God, Sarah Beth, I don't know how you do it. You're a unique character, I gotta say. And I mean that very kindly. I love uniqueness. I cannot stand cliche. Just can't. I don't say them. I'm not one. Whatever. And so when something like this comes along that catches me off guard, I'm like, yes, yes. But there's an acceptance in this song. That's what I heard. Even though there was this ominousness in it, it didn't end in disaster the way this song could have been presented as a tornado, slow-moving tornado too. But I mean, you didn't keep him out of the house. Whoever this guy was, we don't know what that relationship was. It could have been a husband and wife relationship. We just don't know. I'm assuming it's not. But, all right, I'm going to rate this one. I'm glad I picked this one. I don't know what the song Danger, Danger was about, but I kind of picked one that had that theme to it, it seems like, Marlene. Jesus, this was a work of art. You're going to see that I did a reaction to Dwight Yoakam. It's a two-part reaction to an interview he did on a news channel. It was like an 8-minute, 9-minute interview he did a while ago on why Nashville rejected him. And he said he went to Nashville with a misconception. He thought Nashville was about performing artists. It's not. He said Nashville is about songwriting and publishing. And I didn't know that. Fascinating perspective. Somebody might have a different perspective on that, but this is where there's so much talent Estill County has a bunch of it. Sarah Beth Terry certainly could be leading the charge there, but a song like this could definitely get picked up by somebody. Or if somebody on radio would give it some spins, you never know where something like this could go. But this was fun. All right, I'm going to rate this thing as a work of art that caught me off guard. It's a 9.4. I loved it. I loved the turns of phrasing. It wasn't oversold. It wasn't undersold. Just was. So hats off to Kentucky Tornadoes. I don't know what to, I don't know what a hurricane would look like, but maybe that's the next one to write. All right, guys. Have a great day. See you on another video. Thank you, Marlene. Thank you, Sarah Beth Terry. And keep rocking the country.